On this week's UBC From Here, a generous donation takes the Faculty of Management's Live Case Challenge to another level.
With a little bit of success that's recognized is that we've had someone sponsor us and give us huge prize money to give to the winners of this competition.
Recognizing innovative contributions associated with the teaching and research ecological footprint at UBC.
It's an encouragement for us to move ahead with more active and more industrial-oriented and more practical research.
And Heat Men's Soccer prepares for Canada West action next season.
We've changed the culture involved in what varsity sports is in the football world at UBCO, and the recruitment of different type of players. In the past, we weren't getting players who played for the provincial teams or involved in National Training Center or even out of the Whitecaps residency, but now we are being looked at the same as UBC Vancouver or UVic and other big schools as far as the soccer program. Kelowna it's a great place to live throughout the late fall and play soccer, and people still love the education you get at UBC.
Hi, and welcome to this week's UBC From Here. I'm Carly, a fourth-year student in the Faculty of Arts. In only its third year, the Live Case Challenge is taking off thanks to a generous donation by a local business.
We've had 2 successful years with Live Case. The community's received it well. They think it's a great opportunity. The students absolutely love it. They say it's their highlight of the third year. This year, with our third running of it, we're kicking it up a notch. We are kicking up into high gear. It is so exciting.
The company is?
The Live Case Challenge is a competition for all of the third-year students in the Faculty of Management, all 200 of them, and it's a challenge for them to work on a local business's live situation, a live problem or opportunity, and come up with solutions.
The Live Case Study is basically where you can wrap up your entire third year, which we all know is really intense, and you get to use a lot of what you've learned concentrated into a few days of a project that you work on with a team.
When I look at getting a job, I can say I've had this real life case study experience. I've interacted with business people. I know how to communicate with them and figure out what they want.
With a little bit of success that's recognized is that we've had someone sponsor us and give us huge prize money to give to the winners of this competition. It's just really exciting that someone is willing to donate some money to help with the students' education in a very different way.
We're very pleased to be involved with what will be known as the Argus Cup. Really, for us, it's an opportunity to give back to the university and really try and support the students in an entrepreneurial way that's real life. And we believe that by having the financial prize, putting it into the capacity for the students to really be financially rewarded for good works, which is part of what the real-life business world is all about.
With Ted Callahan and the Argus Group becoming our sponsors is huge. It allows us to take this program to a whole new level, and it is a huge recognition for the students and support for their education.
Well, I think it's an opportunity for businesses such as ourselves to really support the university and the Faculty of Management in creating an environment that's very supportive of the students to be able to do something that is imaginative. It has a real world, real feel to it that will give the students confidence to be able to hopefully take on other similar type projects.
My best friend Paul that I met in summer camp, I lost him in the battle of mental health.
My mom was hit by a car on my 18th birthday.
I realized depression runs in my family when my cousin Jack took his own life.
He couldn't find help, and it was too late.
After the accident, everything fell apart. I lost control.
I didn't realize I was depressed until it was too late.
I wish you could have found help sooner.
I wish I would have known where to find help.
I'm glad I was able to get help.
This year, 2 professors from the Faculty of Engineering were honored with the Judith Moldovan Memorial Award for their contributions to the environment.
Thank you for coming today to celebrate the giving of 2 one-time only Moldovan Memorial Awards.
The awards were given in honor of Judith Moldovan, who passed away September of 2011. Judith was a significant contributor to where we are today with respect to sustainability in our undergraduate and graduate labs.
Judith was a good friend of mine, and she would be very pleased with this award for two reasons. The first reason is, well, it's named after her, and I know that would have pleased her right off. And secondly, of course, is that she was a great fan of getting out into nature.
Judith Moldovan was our lab instructor, she was in charge of all the lab instructors. When we hired her on, she immediately took over the lab, started revamping all the labs, looking after the machines, organizing the people, and at the end of the term, she would then walk into each professor's office and say, okay, this is what needs changing, this is what worked, this is what didn't work.
The criteria is actually quite steep. There's 4 categories that each potential candidate had to meet, which basically covers everything from sustainability practices, not only within our campus UBC, but also the community as a whole. It needed to be far-reaching. Other achievements in terms of published papers, awards, merit, and really innovative ideas and how they can impact our community.
It's good to know that the university is recognizing your efforts. It's an encouragement for us to move ahead with more active and more industrial oriented and more practical research. My research is mainly in green construction. We developed a life cycle assessment lab here in UBC, which is the only lab in the UBC system. And we are mainly analyzing the environmental footprint of certain engineering processes and materials.
I'm truly honored, and it's very inspiring to receive this award. My research actually deals with sustainable construction, and by utilizing new advanced materials and also by utilizing industrial waste to come up with new structural material that can be used for construction.
So there are about 10-15 graduate students behind me, many colleagues, so they all are the recipients of these awards. But I'm just a person who representing them at this moment.
I'd like to dedicate my research award to my research group members who actually made this possible, and it's their contribution that helps us accomplish things.
Hi, I'm Rosemary Jean Thompson, and welcome to UBC's Next Big Thing. Today, my guest is Dante Zanata. He is the head coach of the men's soccer team here at UBC's Okanagan campus. Welcome.
Thank you.
So, okay, my first question is, why is it sometimes called soccer and sometimes called football?
The North Americans, they like the word soccer because they have the other sport, that weird ball that's kind of oblong shaped. In the rest of the world, it is football, or different languages have their own namesake for it. But I call it football, so let's use that term. Yes.
Okay. Now I'm really going to get confused. But soccer, we are good at soccer. Tell me, how did the year go?
The women's program had a great year, medaling again in the Pac West, and our program has taken strides forward again. And we'd tied for a playoff position, lost out on a tiebreaker, but the teams that went off to nationals, we had good success against them during the year. So the program continues to evolve, and it's taken over the 3 years. It's taken some good steps, and looking forward.
Now, you've been here 3 years, as you were pointing out. And is this the 4th year?
Going into the 4th year, yes.
Okay. So what have you seen as a way of progression and change amongst these young athletes?
We've changed the culture involved in what varsity sports is in the football world at UBCO, and the recruitment of different type of players. In the past, we weren't getting players who played for the provincial teams or involved in National Training Center or even out of the Whitecaps residency, but now we are being looked at the same as UBC Vancouver or UVic and other big schools as far as the soccer program. Kelowna it's a great place to live throughout the late fall and play soccer, and people still love the education you get at UBC.
So you're able to draw more experienced players that are serious about what they're doing, and that's going to make a difference in how we perform.
The first year here, our soccer program wasn't known as a destination, but now we are getting you know, those calls, or when you go talk to a player, there is an interest to come here and, you know, not being, you know, the door closed in your face as, you know, sometimes it was in the past.
In the future, what are you hoping you'll be able to accomplish? What do you need to work on to get these boys to where they need to be?
Our goal every year is to build a program that, you know, in the next short period of time competes for a national championship. Every year is building blocks into that. We're always looking to improve in every aspect of our play, and our coaches are always looking to improve also. You can be the best coach in the world, but if you don't have, you know, the right athletes, it's hard to compete in those aspects. And, you know, taking the step up to CIS is a step up. Last year we played a couple of CIS teams in preseason and lost to one and beat one, so, you know, we know there is a step up in that level, but it's, you know, training environment and the competition environment, which is where we all want to get to.
Star players this year. Who did you see, and who you're hoping will drive it next year?
You know, I mean, our core of Manny Straith and Dylan Abbott and Austin Jones, they've been here since I've gotten here. They've really adapted to a different philosophy in football. There's a gentleman by the name of Enzo Paul, who's a first-year player who ended up, I think, leading. Come second or third in the league scoring. But the whole group is good.
Well, it sounds like it's bright for everyone concerned. Next year we can appreciate the soccer being in the CIS and see what they can deliver for us there in that organization. Thanks for coming today, Dante.
No problem. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Until next time, I'm Rosemary Jean Thompson. Make it a great week.
That's it for this week's UBC From Here. We'll leave you with some images from the recent Distinguished Speaker Series presentation by Barute Marigoldaitis, a pioneer in the study of orangutans.
She is often referred to as the third in the trio of primatologists called the Trimates, along with Jane Goodall and Diane Fossey, who were all mentored and encouraged by the late Louis Leakey. Dr. Galdakos is concerned with wild orangutan behavior, the development of orangutan conservation programs, and the reintroduction of captured individuals into the wild. She established the first orangutan rehabilitation and release program in Kalimantan in Borneo. To share her story of the elusive, wary, solitary, and gentle orangutans of Borneo, please welcome distinguished primatologist and conservationist Dr. Barute Galdakos.
After years of studying orangutans, Galdakos understands why the animal appeals to so many people.
I think orangutans appeal to people because they're very human-like, they're funny, they also have a sense of humor, and they're just wonderful, benign creatures.
Galdakos told the capacity crowd at the Kelowna Community Theatre what drew her to study orangutans.
They appeal to me because they are benign, gentle creatures who are struggling to survive in a very hostile world. Their forests are being cut down, the forests are being burned, they are being killed for no reason other than they are orangutans or animals. They appeal to me because of what I see in their eyes.
Her message to the Distinguished Speaker Series audience was simple.
The main message is that orangutans are on the verge of extinction. Unless something is done, they will go extinct. And the main thing that people can do is not use palm oil. Palm oil is found in virtually half the manufactured goods in the supermarket.
Bonobos, chimpanzees, gorillas, and orangutans. And the threats to orangutans in Indonesia